Hi. Welcome back. It's just about 11 o'clock on Monday, June 15th, and today is a martial arts lesson from Sensei Dave. If you've been watching these lessons before, then you know that the first few minutes is a little bit of a waiting time for people who are watching live to come on. But if you're watching this video later on, feel free to skip ahead until you see me do the bow in, and then we'll go from there. You might notice I'm in a different room. Does it look like a different room? Anybody recognize this room? For my students, this is our school, our dojo. So remember, the dojo is the Japanese word for a place where you are training, right? The room of the way, you might say. The place where we're learning how to be martial artists. It's a special place. When we walk into our dojo, we always stop and show a sign of respect by bowing. And your dojo could be a special room that was built just to be a karate school, but it doesn't have to be. It could be anywhere where you're training. That's your special place. Sometimes it helps to set aside special places for special things. Not because that they have to do that, but it does help keep you in the right mood to do something. If I have a special place for training karate and I really prepare it that way and make it a place that feels like my dojo, then when I go there, it might make it easier for me to practice, to stay focused when I practice. And staying focused is pretty hard to do sometimes, especially if you're in a place that's surrounded by distractions. Now, don't get me wrong. It can be easy to focus in a place where there are no distractions, and that's great. But you also want to make sure that you practice while there are distractions around, so you can practice ignoring them. Oh, there are distractions around me, but I'm not paying any attention to them. That's one way to tell that you've really got your lessons right, that they're working. You got to test them out in real life. Do you think we can make all the distractions go away in the whole entire world so that nobody would ever lose focus? Boy, I don't know if that's possible. Besides, some of the things that are distracting might actually be really interesting if we choose to pay attention to them. The world might be pretty boring if there weren't any distractions around. I don't know. I think I actually am glad there are some there. I just have to choose when and where to pay attention to them. And then they become the thing you're focusing on. Well, let's get started. Can you show me front position? Knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, strength in the body, and bow. Okay, hey, you might notice I've got something to use today for a prop. Okay, now you don't have to have one of these. This is my Wave Master kicking and punching bag, and I'm just going to use it today as something to aim punches at and to demonstrate some things, because I want to continue on a lesson that I finished up with on Friday last week. So when I'm teaching you, by the way, before I get too far into the lesson, we need to warm up, don't we? So here's what I want you to do. If you don't have something like this, that's fine. You don't have to actually have something to hit, but I want you to imagine maybe that there's something like this in front of you, okay? It just gives me something to focus on, put my attention on. And I'm going to practice very lightly doing some punches, okay? Notice I'm not hitting this as hard as I can, but I am practicing. Here's one of the things we did last week as we talked about how to make sure you have a tight fist, right? Curl your fingers in. Make sure your thumb is on the outside because black belts have thumbs, right? So squeeze it on the outside, and that makes your fist really tight. So when it does hit whatever you're striking, it's not all mushy and won't get hurt, okay? So try to make that fist nice and tight. But even when I do that, I'm going to punch that bag very lightly while I'm warming up, okay? So kind of like shadow boxing, I'm going to have a little fun boxing match. right, with the bag. I can kick it, right? I can change what kinds of kicks I'm doing, right? I can stand and strike it. I'm just moving around to get loose. Nothing fancy, nothing specific. So you get up next to your imaginary pad, or if you want, if you've got a partner there, maybe a mom or a dad can hold the or your big stuffed animal or something like that, and you can practice with that. But remember, light punches, light kicks, just to get warm. Let's do this for about 30 seconds. Ready? Go. Now I might dance around, but you pick, right? What do you think? Are we close? Notice I'm taking my time. I'm not throwing my hardest kicks. I'm just practicing different moves and hitting light. That's all. Whew, okay. How's it feel? Feel all right? Did you keep your fists nice and tight? Were your thumbs on the outside? That's where mine are. They're out there. Not in there. Out here. Okay, now, last week, I started to talk on Friday about the ways that I, as your karate teacher, try to figure out who's doing a really good job with the move that they're doing, right? I have to find a way to watch someone and then decide if what they're showing me is not so good, pretty good, maybe like kind of average, maybe very good, or excellent. You have to think about that. How can you tell, watching somebody moving around, if they're giving you an example of excellent, or not so bad, not so good, or something in the middle? Boy, that's an interesting question, don't you think? So what I do with my students and with you is I have a bunch of words that I use to try to measure people by, right? So, for example, the first word that I use is effort. Hey, is it Avi and Eli? Are you guys watching? I want to measure your effort, right? Effort means trying hard, right? How hard is somebody working? Do you think if you were watching somebody do something, you could tell if they were using a little effort, a medium amount of effort, or a lot of effort? Could you so two together, we're going to do some kicks, okay? Right? And we're going to try to give effort when we do our kick. Right? Well, what am I giving effort to? Well, I'm just going to show my sensei that I'm working hard when I do my kick. So what do you think? Right. That is not moving very fast. You can see by the way I move. I'm trying. If I did this. Ooh. Good. Or what if, those look pretty good, right? What if I tried that, but I missed? Was that still effort? I think trying hard doesn't mean you're succeeding at every moment, right? It doesn't mean everything is awesome. It just means you're really trying your best. You're putting everything you got into what you're doing to try to get better. That's effort. I mean, imagine what somebody say not doing like using effort. Could you put effort into drawing a picture? Could you put effort into trying to do something? Okay. So that's effort. We also talked on Friday about the second word, focus. So then I'm trying really hard, Well, I've got to try hard at something, right? I've got to take all that effort and I've got to aim it at something. So we're going to aim our effort at kicks. Let's do so let's do 10 kicks together. Take your effort and your focus, right? And aim that effort at front kick. Just front kick, nothing else. Not front kick, jump spinning, double hook kick with a back flip twist, right? That would be fun, but that's not focus. So front kick, let's do 10 front kicks. I'm going to do front ball kicks. Remember that? Hitting with the ball of the foot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my pad's moving away. 5, 6, 7. If you don't have a pad, you just kick in there, right? 8, 9, 10. Whew. Well, that was one leg. Why don't I do the other leg, huh? Do you think? So, can you see how I'm using my effort with focus? I'm paying attention to one thing, and I'm trying hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you doing your kicks too? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Feels good. I'm getting warmed up too. So, we got those 2 words down, right? We try hard with effort, and then we aim our effort with focus. That's right. So let's add another word. Hey, Jack. Hey, Ari. Thanks for joining in. So I'm trying hard with focus. Well, now the next word we're going to use is balance. So, what is balance? Right. Not falling down. Is that balance? That's one kind of balance, right? That I'm steady and I'm not wobbly. And when we're moving around, if I'm watching you do a move and you're wobbly and tripping and falling down, well, that's showing me that you have to practice your balance more. And if you put some effort and focus on balance, it gets better. Yeah. If you put your effort and focus on having better balance in your moves will have more power. They'll be more effective. They'll look better too. Let's talk about another kind of balance. Okay? Let's say that you've got 2 things. Do you know what a scale is? Right? Like if you have a scale, you're weighing how much something weighs, but there's another kind of scale. Let's say I have 2 things, okay? Let's say I have a brick, and I put it on a scale. Now there's a kind of scale that has a little arm on it, and you can put one thing on one side of the scale and one thing on the other side, and if one thing is heavier, whoop, it lifts up the lighter thing, or if the heavy thing was on this side, whoop, it would lift up, right? Can you see what I'm doing there? But if you had 2 things that weighed about the same, they would be in balance, or it'd be about the same amount of each of those things. Well, that's easy to see when it's a thing, like a brick, or a pile of feathers, or anything you can imagine, right? What about something like food? Can you have balance in your food? Imagine if you ate lots and lots and lots of ice cream over here on your scale and only a little bit of carrots and lettuce. Whoop. Oh, the ice cream side's way heavier. I think your food eating is out of balance. There's too much ice cream. What will too much ice cream do to you? Right, it might not be good. So, does that mean, should we have no ice cream? Whoop, now all the good stuff is over here and there's nothing fun over there. Well, that would be okay, but if you can balance it, right? The right amount of ice cream and the right amount of good stuff, so have ice cream sometimes, but not too much, so it's not out of balance. Okay, so let's talk about balance. Here we go. I'm going to get my stance since I'm working on my kicks, because balance is a good place to practice, or kicking is a good place to practice balance. I'm going to put my effort on balancing on one leg, and my focus on doing a good side kick, and doing it in slow motion. All right, so here we go. We're doing slow motion side kicks because we want to focus on balance. Now, I've got a pad. Remember, you don't have to hit a pad. If you got a partner that can help you with something to aim at, you can use them, okay? So, let's do 5 slow motion side kicks. Here we go. Slow motion side kicks. That's a pretty silly voice. Ooh. Ooh. Not too close. Let's see if I can wriggle my foot up a little higher. Can I wriggle it up there a little higher? Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to pull it back with balance. And then put it down. Oh, all right. Slow motion. That was 1. Let's go a little faster than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good. All right, I'm going to get a little farther away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I go slower? 1, 2. Oh boy, this is wobbly. This is balancing on my new hip. 3. Oh. Do you see the effort and the focus? I'm using it. Whew. Now, what if I'd fallen down? Would that mean I wasn't using effort or focus? No, I was still using effort and focus, even though I might have fallen down. Remember, effort and focus don't mean that you're succeeding. It just means you're trying your best and you're using the focus to keep your attention on what you're doing. Let's do 2 more of those kicks. Nice and slow. I'm just trying to look at the pad. 1 more. Whoosh. Comes the knee coming in and out and then back in and then down. Whew. All right, let's try the other leg. I'll move this over. On the other side. Here we go. Slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get a little farther away. All right. 1. Here's my effort. I'm trying hard. Here's my focus. I'm thinking about a kick. I'm looking at my target. Here's my balance. Trying not to fall down. I'm wriggling my foot up higher on the pad. See if I can get it up there and then bringing it back and setting it down. Whew. There's 2 more of those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last one. Going slow. Working on balance. Using my effort and my focus to help my balance get better. There we go. Whew. Oh, I got a lot of work to do to get the legs back in shape. But so do you. And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to try with my effort. I'm going to pay attention and focus on my legs and my side kicks and work on my balance, right? I get balance. Now, let's do 1 more word. Effort, focus, balance. If I do a move with effort and focus and balance, do you know what will happen to that move? It should become powerful. So the next word is power. When I do things with effort, focus, and balance, they become more powerful, or at least they can be. Think about it. If I have no effort, no focus, and no balance, can I be very powerful? Maybe, but boy, would it be much easier to do if I've got 3 things. Okay, so let me see your effort, balance, and focus, and we're going to channel that, and we're going to aim it into a side kick. Okay, now, you might not have something that you can kick very hard. Okay, if you don't have a pad, don't kick something that would break. Make sure there's lots of room around you because we're going for power. Avi, Eli, Jack, Ari, right? Anybody else who's watching this? I've got a pad here. So, how do I have more power? Well, I've got to try hard. I've got to put a lot of effort behind my kick. I've got to focus. I've got to put my aim and my attention on what I'm aiming at, even if it's an imaginary thing. And then I've got to be balanced. Otherwise, I'll just fall over. If I put all that power in my body and then I have no balance, I'll just fall down, right? We don't want to fall down. So, here we go. Trying with power. How much power? Start with a little and then build it up as you go. Let's do 5 powerful side kicks. Ready? 1. That felt a little more powerful. 2. Not bad. Now remember, there's different ways to do kicks to get more power, but we'll talk about that another day. Right now, just try to move fast, try hard, focus, don't fall down. 3, 4, 5. Oh, that felt pretty good. Try to push with my whole leg to get more power in my kick. These bags are pretty heavy. Let's try the other leg. Now remember, I've talked about this before. Sometimes, in fact, most times, you'll have one leg that's stronger or more balanced, or basically a leg that you do better on. One side works a little better than the other side. Those are my better kicks on my right leg. Now I'm going to kick with the leg that's not as good, and you can see it. So I've got a lot more work to do to get the leg strong. But that's what we're doing together. Ready? 1. See? Big difference in the power. 2. 3. 4. Powerful kick. 5. Ooh. Okay. How'd that feel? So, you tried hard with effort. You aimed your effort with focus. You had good balance. And you hopefully did a powerful side kick this time, right? Do you see how you could use those 4 things with other kinds of moves? Do you think you could watch one of your fellow students or even Sensei Dave practice some of their moves and then decide how much effort or focus or balance or power they were showing? I bet you can. When we get ourselves back into school, we'll talk more about that so I can help you learn how to do that and make you good at watching your own moves. So you can decide, gee, am I doing this as the best that I can? Or could I try harder? Could I focus a little more? Right? And then when you can do that, you kind of become your own sensei. And that's what I really want for you, right? You don't want to have a Sensei Dave forever. Someday you'll be a Sensei Ari, or a Sensei Jack, or a Sensei Eli, or a Sensei Avi, or a Sensei Henry, or a Sensei Jamie, or and on it goes, right? All of you out there could become senseis, teachers. That would be awesome, right? Then we could all teach each other stuff. All right, let's finish up here. Sensei Dave is at the JCC. So once we finish up, I'm going to go help get the JCC ready so that we can come back and do some things in the building again. And that's coming soon. But until then, let's bow out. Can you show me front position? Can you say knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, strength in the body, and bow. All right, everyone. Thanks again for a great class. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.